This is Marloomz Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to make this graduation Hello Kitty on your loom. For today you're going to need just two colors, black and white, and three, because you're going to need two yellow bands for the tassel, and then you're going to need one red band for the bow that goes around your diploma, and these are optional. You don't have to have a diploma attached to your Hello Kitty. For today, I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to be using beads for the eyes and the nose. If you don't have beads, that's okay. You can use bands. And the size of the eye that I used and the nose, I don't remember, but I will show you that this large one right here is 4 millimeters by 7, and then the middle one is the size I'm using for the Hello Kitty, that's nose and the eye, and then this one is an E-bead size 6-0. I don't remember what size the middle one is, but as you can see, the top is 4 mm by 7 mm, and it's a little smaller than that one, and then a lot bigger than the 6-0. So it's somewhere in between those two sizes, and that's the one I kind of like better for her. Again, if you don't have it, it's okay. You can use a band and it looks just as cute. So let's get started making Hello Kitty, and you're just going to need your loom set up in the staggered configuration where the middle row is above the other two, and your hook. And if you are using beads, then I suggest you gather a piece of dental floss or a threading tool, and I'm going to be using the dental floss. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to show you is just to make the little pieces that go for the cap and the side of Hello Kitty's dress. And so what you're going to do is just grab two black bands and place it anywhere on two pegs, and do that again. Do not connect them. Another two, and then another two. So you're doing 3 sets of double black bands. And then on these two, you're going to connect 2. So these are 2 bands, but on separate pegs, and then these 2 are connected. Then you can do another set like that. And then grab a single black band. And so this is what yours should look like so far. You made 3 here, and then these 2 connected and those 2. And you're going to take a single and wrap it around 4 times on here, 4 times on here. The same on this one, and this one, and this one. And then grab 2 white bands, again on any 2 pegs, place 2 white bands there, and again another 2, as long as they're not connecting. And then take a single white band and wrap that around 4 times. And this will be one of Hello Kitty's ears. Another 2. And then you can loop these. You just take your hook, go under the cap, and bring it forward. The same on this one. The one with the 2 is going to be the dress extension or the gown. And then these single ones will be on Hello Kitty's cap. So once you have looped them, you can just take them off. And then you can just place it. You can take it off of your hook. Unless you have a spare hook, you can leave it on there. But you can just take it off and place it to the side. And when it's time to use them, I'll tell you what pieces to take. And then the other thing is you're going to grab 2 yellow bands, and this is for the tassel on your cap. If you are using beads, you can follow this step. If you're not using beads, you can then use a band. So I'm going to show you first how I did with the bead. So I took my bead, the one that I showed you, the middle size one, and then take 2 yellow bands, and they should all be on your dental floss or your threading tool, and then take the tip of that dental floss and put the floss through the bead, and then you're going to pull down until the bead is on both of those bands. You can stretch it a little. And then later on we're going to be cutting the ends, so you probably need a scissor as well. And that's how you do it with a bead. If you don't have a bead, you're just going to take a black single band and wrap it around your hook 5 times. Then take 2 yellow bands and transfer these on to the yellow bands. And it's the same concept, and it comes out the same way, and it looks nice. Again, and this is what your tassel would look like with a band or with a bead. It really doesn't matter. They both come out looking the same. So now let's get started with the actual kitty. The first thing you're going to do is grab your black bands, and you are going to place 2 on these 2 pegs, 2 here, and in the middle. And then you're going to grab your white bands. Now this part, I know you guys probably think I talk a lot. I'm going to take 2 white bands and I'm going to place it on these 2 pegs to the left and to the right. And that's going to be this part. If you want that to be black so that it looks more like that's part of her hat, then you can do that too. I'm going to try that today. I'm going to make these, instead of 2 white bands, I'm going to make it black. But if it's white, this is what yours will look like. So it still looks like she's wearing her hat. I'm curious what it looks like with black instead of the white. So I'm going to use the 2 black bands here, and then we're going to use the white bands now. So you go down 3 times with white, and then you turn in on the 4th, and do the same on the other side. And then just fill in the middle with white. I have another 2 white bands, and we're going to make Hello Kitty's neck. So this is your setup so far. Now this is the neck, 2 bands here. Now we're switching to her black bands. This is going to be her gown. So you're going to put 2 to the left and to the right. And on each side you're going to go down with 2 bands 3 times. Same on this side. And you can fill in the middle. Now if your gown has a color that runs down the middle, I've seen some gowns that have a color, you can change this middle row. So instead of 3 rows of black, you can change it to a different color. I'm just going to make it all black. And take 2 more black, and on this peg right here, you're going to go to the outer peg on the diagonal, and then the same here from the middle to the diagonal on this side. And now we're going to make her legs, and we're going to take 2 white bands and go down only 2 times. If you want her legs to be longer, then you can make them longer. I'm just doing 2, and this is what it looks like if she has 2, and that's what yours will look like. 2 here, and once you reach the last part, you can take a single white band and you can cap it off by taking the band and wrapping around this peg 4 times, and the same on this one. Now I'm going to add the dress extension, or the gown extension, and the gown extension is the one that has 2 sets of bands. So here's the cap, and then there's another set, another set, so 2 sets, and you're going to put that on this peg right here, and the same on the other side. Now for her arm, you can do that by hand because I forgot to put it on the loom. You're just going to grab a single white band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. And then grab 2 white bands, and you're transferring these onto that double band, and then take the other loop and put it on your hook. So that's her arm, and then you're going to take 2 black bands so that it matches her gown, and you're going to pull it through, take your hook, and grab the other loop. So that's one arm, and you're going to place that on this peg right here. Do that again, wrap a single white band around your hook 4 times, grab 2 white bands, transfer these onto the double bands, grab the loop, and then take 2 black bands and pull it through and grab the other loop. And that is the other arm. Now we're going to place the little pieces to her cap and triangle bands and her eyes and her nose. So let's first, before I forget, let's place a triangle band, a single black band on these 3 pegs, and then on these 3. And that will complete her gown area. And then you can even place a single white band on these 3 on her face, and that's going to complete that part. So for her hat, you're going to take the last 3 pieces that are left over, the black pieces that we made, and you're going to place one here on the very top left and right corners, and you're going to grab another and place it on this side, and then the last one goes in the middle. Then grab a single black band. Once you have placed your pieces on these 3 pegs, take a single black band and place a triangle band on these 3 right here. Now you're going to take the single white, the setup, and you're going to place it on this peg right here. And that is going to be her ear. And this is her other ear. And that goes on that side. And then for her tassel, you're going to, this camera is funky today, you're going to place it on this peg right here, on the first peg on the left side, just like that. And then once it's looped, it will look like this, and then you can just cut the edges and it'll look like the little tassel that it's on the cap. Let's do her eyes. If you're doing beads, if you're using bands, I'm just going to show you how to do it with the band first. So you're going to grab a single black band, 2 of them, grab 2, and you're going to also grab 2 white bands, actually 3. So for her eyes, you need 2 black bands and 3 white bands. Grab a single black, and you're going to wrap it around your hook 4 times, like that. Grab a white band, a single, and transfer that on there. And while this is on here like this, you're going to take this loop, twist it like this, take the hook, and go through. And then with this loop, you're going to place it on your hook like this, and then also twist, make an X, and then take your hook and put it on, and put it through that loop. And this is one eye, and we're going to do that again. Grab a single black band, wrap it around your hook 4 times, grab a single white, transfer all of that on there. While you have this here, twist, place the hook through the loop, take this loop, put it on your hook, twist, take the hook, and go through that loop. That's 2 eyes. Now grab your single white band, and you're transferring all of this onto this single. So I just take the 2 at a time. 2, and these 2, and then that's one set, and I roll it down. And then these 2, and then these 2, because you want them in order and nice and neat. So that's one eye and the other eye. And then I take it off of my hook, and I hold both loops, otherwise you will lose it. And make sure it's straight. And you're going to place it on these 2 pegs. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th one down. And you're going to separate them to the left and to the right. Find this band right here, put your hook through it, and the very top band you're going to place on the peg above. And that is your setup for your Hello Kitty eyes if you're using band. And if you're using bands for the nose, you're going to take a yellow band and you're going to wrap it around your hook 4 times. And you're going to grab a single white band and transfer it onto that single white, and your nose goes right here on these 2, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th one down on these 2 pegs, and that just stays like that. And that is what your Hello Kitty eyes and nose will be using bands. But for today, I am going to be using beads, and I will show you. Here's the beads that I'm using. And it's almost the same as using a band, except it's a bead, obviously. So you take your band and you put it on your dental floss. And then you take your single white band and you place the band onto your floss. Then grab the tip and slide it through the bead and then pull. That's one eye. We'll do the same on this one. Grab your bead. Your bead should be on your floss, and then grab your single white band. Take the tip of your floss, put it back through your bead, and pull. And then the same with the nose. And now we're going to take one of the eyes, which is a black bead, and put it on your hook. Take this loop, twist, put the hook through the loop like that. Take this loop, put it on your hook, twist, and take your hook through it. And that's one eye. And the same with this one. Take this loop, twist it, put the hook through it. Take the loop, put it on your hook, twist, and put it back through. And then again, grabbing a single white band, and you're going to transfer both of these eyes onto the single white band. I grab two at a time so that it's nice and neat. And then this one. Once you have both of your eyes on your single band, you're going to place it on these two pegs, the same way we did before. And then separate them, find the middle, open it up, grab the top, and place it to the peg above. And remember that the eyes go on the fourth peg on both sides. And then the nose, if you're using a bead, goes on these two right here, across. And so now we are ready to loop our Hello Kitty. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to reach to the bottom of the loom and grab the capping band with your hook, push it back, grab these two white bands, and you're going to bring it forward. And don't loop ahead of me because it's a little trick that I do here so that her gown, her feet doesn't show through the gown. Do the same here. Grab the bottom two, loop forward. And now here's where it's a little, you're going to take these two, there's two bands here, two sets, this two and these two. You're going to just take the two on the top off gently so that it doesn't come undone. Try to make sure it doesn't come undone. Maybe pinch it and hold it. Then take these two bands and loop it forward. And then you're going to return these two black bands to that peg. And that way when it's finished and it's looped, it doesn't show. Otherwise the white will show and it'll look like her leg is coming out of her gown, which looks weird. So the same thing on this side. You're going to just remove the top two and then loop this forward. And take your hook, grab these, and loop it back. And then you are going to reach in here, and there's a band that's going on the diagonal, and then there's a band that's going straight. We're aiming to grab the diagonal band, so you're going to reach in here and push back all these bands, the extension, the legs, and try to aim for the diagonal bands. What I do is I pull the bands that I'm not using out of the way, and that way I see the two that I need, which are right there. There's the two black bands. And then they go to the middle. And the same on this side. I'm aiming for these bands, the first set. And you're just going to push back and grab the first set and bring it to the middle peg. And then you're going to re-enter the same pegs because you have these two bands that go forward. Reach in, grab the two black, and you're going to loop that forward. And the same on this one, the two remaining, and loop it forward. And then you're going to reach in here and push back every band, and there's two bottom black bands, grab that, and then loop that forward. So you should have looped the side ones, the diagonal bands, and then these three. And that's what yours should look like so far. And now we're going to reach in here, and this is a triangle band. You're going to always make sure you push that back when you enter a peg. Push back the triangle band and loop this forward. This one just goes forward. This again, triangle band, make sure you push back. Otherwise, if you don't push it back, the triangle band will actually be on the outside of the doll when it's time to loop, and it just looks terrible. You're going to take this again, push the triangle band back, grab the bottom two, loop forward, the same here, and loop forward. And in the middle. So make sure you have teardrop shapes. We did all these, and in the middle. Now we're going to do the diagonal, which is her shoulder. Reach in here and push back her arms, and just grab the bottom two black and loop it to the middle. And you can push it down because we have a lot of bands to put on there. And then again, enter here, push back the arms, and just grab the two black bands and loop to the middle. Once you have done that, this part is easy because you're just grabbing the two white bands. So push back every black band, grab the two bottom, okay, I spoke too soon. Grab the two bottom white bands and you're going to loop it to the peg above. And now that is the neck of Hello Kitty. Over here, there are a whole bunch of set of bands, and we're going to just grab the top two. And you can see as I pull, mine are going to the middle. And I'm going to now grab the next set. And you know they're correct if they're both pulling together. And this one goes to the left. And then my final set will go to the right. So yours should look like this. And now we're going to loop the middle. And don't worry about the nose, just make sure your band is kind of in the middle. If you have the band, and then loop this one and loop here, and don't loop any further because we have diagonal bands to loop. So you stop at this peg and then re-enter these two pegs right here, and you're going to push back everything and just grab the two white, loop forward, and same here, push, loop these two white bands forward. Here's the nose band, push that back, make sure you're pushing that back, and then grab the two white bands, loop forward. Same here, pushing the nose band back, looping forward. And now there's an eye band right here. You want to push that back as well. Grab the two bottom bands and loop that forward. So we did this side. Again, here's that little eye band. Push that back, grab the two bottom white bands and loop forward. So now this is where we take the diagonal bands and we're putting it to the middle. And you're going to reach in and grab, here's the side view, I'm going to reach in and grab the first set of black bands, not the one I'm holding, I'm just pulling that back, and I'm placing it to the middle. And the same here, you're not grabbing the bottom bands, you're grabbing the first set of black bands. And I got it, and then once you have it, you place it to the middle. Now you can re-enter these pegs right here and grab the remaining two black bands, and you're going to loop that forward. And the same here, and loop it forward. And then on this one, don't forget the middle, push everything back. Make sure you can see the two black bands on the bottom only, and you loop it to the middle. So we loop this one, and this one. Again, here's that triangle band, push it back, grab the two black bands on the bottom, loop forward, and the middle, loop it, and then this one again, pushing that triangle band back and looping it. And now we're going to loop this band to the middle, to this peg, and this one to this one. So we're going to enter here and reach in and push back everything. Just grab the two bottom black bands and loop it to the middle, and the same here. You should be able to see that. Just grab the two black and loop to the middle. And now you're going to grab two bands, and I like to do two because I feel like it's more secure. And you can take your hook and go through all the bands, grab the two right here, pull it through, and what I did was you pull on this little band that we put on, and you're going to go through and you're going to grab the other loop and you're going to pull it. And that way when we make the slip knot, it's not over that piece, it's under it. And then take the top band, pull it over, and you can pull, and that's your little slip knot. And now you can take your Hello Kitty off of the loom And you might have to do some adjusting to the eyes if you use bands, and just pull the nose through. So let's see what the hat looks like with the black bands going on the diagonal. What it looks like when we added the 2 black bands, and then this is leaving the black band, leaving it white, so it kind of looks like it's part of her head, and this one is more like her. She's wearing an actual hat. It does make the hat look a little larger. Again, it's preference. And the 2 slip knots on the top, again, you can lift these bands the 2 loops, and you can grab these 2 slip knots and pull them through yet again, just to hide it in the back. And then you can grab some bands in the back and just hide it, unless you're attaching it to something. And then you push on that and make it a little flat. And then you just adjust the pieces on the side to make it look like a hat. And then you can grab a scissor, and you can take your scissor and just pull on the ends and cut. And if you want to pull the bands further down so it looks like that, or you can pull it, again, it's how you want your tassel to look. And that's how you do that. I'm going to show you quickly how to do the diploma. Again, it's optional. You don't have to. I just think it looks cute. The diploma I did by hands, because if you do it on the loom, it just looks really weird, and I don't like it. So what you do is you take your band, a single white band, and you wrap it around your hook 4 times. And then you take another single white band, and you're going to wrap it around itself. And then you're going to take that, and you're going to transfer all of these onto that doubled over band. And this should be like that. Just roll it into the middle, and then grab your hook and grab the other loop. And it's important to do this neatly so that it comes out nice and neat, otherwise it's going to twist. Again, single band, twist it around itself, take your hook, and you're going to pull it through slowly, and then just put it through the other loop. And I adjust it. If there's more band on this side, I kind of adjust it so that it comes out straight. And yes, you can do this on the loom. You can just put 2 bands, doubled over, and then loop it, and it comes out. When I did the police baton or the police stick, it did not look good. And then you take the doubled over band again, and you pull it through slowly. And I pull on it, and then grab the other loop. Again, like I said, if you have more band on this side, just pull it and adjust it. You want it to be straight. Pull it over again, another doubled over. So we did 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th. See, I have too much on that side, so I'm going to pull on it. And it's the length, the desired length that you want. I like the one I did here, so I think I did 1, 2, 3. I have no idea. I'll just do one more. I can't see. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be the 5th. And I think that's a good length. And then you're going to take a single, and then you're just going to pull it through and not twist it over. And then you're going to, once you pull the single and thread it through, it's not twisted over, you take it, place it on your hook, and just make a slip knot. And then you're going to take a red band and stretch it out a little. And this is the part that's a little hard. You can either make a bow on your loom and then just try to wrap it around here, or you can, I tried that and I didn't like the way it looked. I just took the diploma and I grabbed the band and I wrapped it around and tried to get it into a bow. Knuckle cracks. I need vitamin C. So, I could be here all day doing this. Alright, I got it, I think. No. We'll try that one more time. There's got to be an easier way. I got it. Okay, so on this one, believe it or not, I actually did 2 bows, I think. I'm not even going to attempt that. So that's your diploma. And then what you can do is you can take Hello Kitty's hand and take your hook and go through the middle and grab that single loop and pull it through. And then try to get some of the diploma through her hand just a little so it stays put. Should twist it so that the bow's in the front. And it's optional what you want to do with that string. I kind of just pulled it through the back, and I took some bands right here in her hands. I pulled that loop through, and then I think I put it over the diploma maybe 2 times so that it stayed put. And now it looks like she's holding it. And you can make the diploma whatever length you want. And so that is your Hello Kitty graduation. And for the letters, I placed 4 beads. That's all I can fit, and it says grad. And all I did was the same way I showed you how to put a bead onto. I don't even know what I'm saying today. The beads for her eyes and nose onto a band. I did the same thing, but I placed on 1 black band. This is just a single black band. I threaded 4 beads, and I stretched the band out a little bit more so it's very stretchy. And then that loop, once I didn't type anything. Once I put the words grad on there, then I took 1 loop, put it over her arm, and then the other loop I kind of just put over the edge of her gown. Just be careful because that can come undone. And now it just says grad. Now to show you how to add whiskers to your Hello Kitty, you can just use 2 bands and you tie them together. So you make a little knot with them together. And once you've done that, you can stretch it out just a little bit. Take the back of your kitty and you're going to take a hook and you're going to go through these 2 bands right here, the very last one. So there's 2 sets, and you're going to pull that through. So this is the back of your kitty, not the front. And then this is the front of your kitty now, and then you're going to take your hook and go through these 2 bands, where the nose is, these 2 bands right here. Grab that loop and pull it through. And do the same on this one. So grab this one right here, the outside loop, pull it through. And now it's turning into the face, so we're going to fix that. Now there's this second loop right here, not the first one, this little loop right here. You're going to grab that and pull it through. And now it's leaning on the outside. And the same on this side. And that's why I pull on it. And then you can grab your scissor. You can just cut it. And it's just a matter of playing around with it so that they lay the right way. And that's how you can add your little whiskers. And if you don't like the way the whiskers are laying, it's like, so I don't like the way this is turning into the face. So I just kind of figure it out where it can lay in the opposite direction. Like that, coming out. So you just tweak it a little bit. You take your hook and put it through some bands and see where you You don't want it laying on the face, obviously. And that's what I just wanted to show you, how you add whiskers to your Hello Kitty. So thank you again for watching how to make the graduation kitty.